All right, everyone, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, this is the call text live Q&A. The way that it works is I'm going to walk you through a specific part of the program, and then after I do that quick walkthrough, I'm going to open it up to any questions you have. So if you need me to show you how to set something up live, that'll be the perfect time to do so, okay? So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Today, I'm going to actually be doing a quick overview of the updated web form or the updated form builder. Okay, so they completely redid the form builder inside of CallText, and whichever plan you guys are on, you still have access to the form builder. Okay, so for those of you that are doing online marketing, this is going to be perfect for you to put onto your website. We changed a lot of the designs, controls of it, so you'll be able to make it look a lot more modern. And we added a few things, and actually a lot of things into the builder. So that's what this video is going to be today, is showing you how to navigate your way through the new form builder. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And while I'm doing this, you can feel free to go ahead and type into the chat box any questions you have. I'll make sure to get to them right after I'm done with the quick walkthrough. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me come over here really quickly. All right. Okay. So again, this is the dashboard of CallText. We're gonna be going into Form Builder, and the way you get to Form Builder is on the left-hand side. You're gonna choose the Form Builder tab, and that'll open up the Form Builder section. Okay. And then once that loads up, we're going to go ahead and create our new form. So I'm going to click on Add Form. Okay. And then this is going to bring us over to the settings section of this new form and the builder of it. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and name this form. We'll name it Live Presentation Builder 2.0. We want to go ahead and check this box right here. This is to update existing contacts. And if you want to notify yourself of the form, the form completion. So whenever someone fills out the form, you want to get an email notification, we can go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and send it to ourselves, support@calltext.com. Okay, and you want to make sure that you click this little checkbox over here so that it sends, and then we can do a email subject line, a custom one if we want. If not, what it'll do is it'll just send the name of the form as a subject line. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just type something new submission. That's okay, so we'll just have that be the subject line. And then if we want, we can go ahead and text ourselves, so we can send it to 4627. So we'll go ahead and do this 661. Oh, I already forgot that. 4262782. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and click that again, the little checkbox. And then we can choose which number we want to send it from. So we'll go ahead and click on our little training class phone number. And then we also have the option to send the lead a thank you email, okay? And then so we can put here, thank you for filling out form. Okay. But hey, let's just do this. Hey, thank you for filling out our form. And then we can also choose to redirect them. So this is going to be the thank you page, calltext.com/page. Okay. And then we also have the option to attach a tag to it. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that blank for now. So I'm going to hit save. We want to make sure that we save those settings. Okay. And then once those settings are saved, you're going to see a bunch of new tabs inside of this form builder settings. Give it a few seconds. Okay, so now before it was just settings and forms, so now we have our HTML code, our submissions, our locations, export and import. Okay, so these different tabs are for different reasons. The first one, the form tab right here, is to actually start building out the form itself. Before, with our old form builder, you would have to go out of the settings and then go into a different page, but the form builder is actually now hosted inside of the same page. The HTML code is what you're going to be using to paste onto your website. So this is the form. This code right here is what you put on the website, and then you also have the option to direct a link that form, so you can just send them to this link right here, and it'll be the form on its own. Okay, so for those of you that don't have a website but you just still want to send them to a form, you can use this link right here to do that. Okay, the next thing we're going to show you is the submissions. So anytime someone submits the form, is actually going to store that information right here, so it'll show you every single contact that submits your form. The locations. This right here, you guys, is going to show you the URL where the form is being submitted. So let's just say, for example, you have this form on different pages of your website or on different websites themselves. This here, anytime they fill it out, the system will go ahead and grab the information of where they filled it out from and put it right here to show you. And the last one is to go ahead and export this form. We do this. This is a way to actually save the form offline. So let's just say, for example, now you built your form, you want to save it so that if anytime you come back in and you make changes, is there any way that, yeah, so this call, you guys, is being recorded, so we're gonna go ahead and upload it onto our YouTube channel for you to watch at a later time. Okay, so if you feel like I'm going through this really quickly, that's okay. We're gonna put the replay up, and then you can always just go back in and take your time watching this training. Okay, but anyway, so back to this export import. Oh, no problem, Yonder. So the way this works is, if you want to save your form, you can download it so that later, if you end up making changes and you accidentally make a change that you didn't mean to do, you can always come back, import your old form, and then you'll revert back to it. So that's what this is that's what this is used for. Okay. Now that I've explained these different tabs, I'm going to go ahead and go back into the form builder itself, and then we're going to go ahead and build out our form. Okay, so they have added a lot more features into the form builder itself. A big one is going to be a two-column layout. Okay, so before it used to be that the fields and the code, or I'm sorry, the text blocks had to be stacked on top of each other. Now what you can do is you can actually come over here, drag a two-column layout so that you can actually build a form with two fields. Okay, so for example, a lot of people are going to be using it this way, where we do first name, and then we're going to go ahead and hit required. We want to leave it as simple text, and then we can do first name as the contact field. Okay, and I'm going to hit save, and now I'm going to go ahead and drag over another one. We can edit that right there, and then we're going to change that to last name required, leave it as simple text, and then choose last name, hit save. And so now we have a two-column form right here. Okay, and just because you put two column right there does not mean the whole form has to be two columns. Now we can actually drag another input field and have it come below the two columns right there. Oop, let me drag it underneath. Yep. Okay, and so now we have this field right here. And another big update that they made is, before we used to have a simple text field, and then you'd have a dedicated phone field and a dedicated email field. Well, they went ahead and combined it into one input field. And then the way you choose phone is you come into the edit the field, and then what we do is we just change the field label phone number. We can make that required. And right here, this input type, instead of simple text, we can choose between phone number and email. So we can go ahead and choose phone number, and then we want to choose whether it's the primary or secondary number. So I'm going to go ahead and pick primary, hit save, and then again, we can go ahead and add a email field. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the edit, go like that, email address, have that be required. I'm going to change that to email. And then with this one as well, it's primary or secondary. So we'll go ahead and choose primary, hit save. Okay. And then the next thing we can do is we did add, I believe the radios weren't an option before. So I'll explain the radios and then the checkboxes and the select. The biggest additions to these three fields right here is before our form builder only allowed for a tagging of a contact when the form was completed. Now we have the option to, with each one of these fields, apply tags based on the selection. Okay, so for example, if we want to do a checkbox, we can come over here. We can change this to I accept terms and conditions. Okay, I can hit required. And then I can map this to, if I had a checkbox field, I can map it to that. So for now, I'll just check it onto opt out, or we can just, we'll just leave it on opt out. And then right here, it says attach tags when checked. We can go ahead and choose one of our existing ones. So let's just put fake tag. And then if we wanted to, we could create a tag by clicking this plus button. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit save. So now, I have this checkbox right here that has the ability to apply a tag. So anytime they click on this box and hit submit, not only will it apply the tag that you set for form completion, it'll also apply the tag that you chose on selection of the checkbox. Okay, and then the same thing goes for radio groups. So we can go ahead and add that there. Okay, come over here to edit that radio group, and then I can put your favorite color. I'll have it be required. If I wanted to map it, I could, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it unmapped. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose right here, I'm going to put green as one of the options. I'm going to put green as well. And then I'm going to put, let's see, hello tag. I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to add an option. And then we can do yellow. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to leave this one without a tag. So we'll go ahead and hit save. I'm going to hit save again. So now the way that this is set up is they're going to choose their favorite color, green or yellow. If they put green, it'll apply a tag. If they click yellow, it won't. Okay. And then a great way to use this is if you want to apply certain actions depending on whichever choice they pick, start a campaign depending on whichever choice they pick. You can have this one apply a tag to launch one of the campaigns that you've created. Okay. And then the last one is going to be the select field. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to hit edit on that select field. We're going to name this, we'll just say, do you own a home? Question mark. We won't set this to required. I'm going to map it to, let me see if I have one that's, let me see if I have a, yep. Okay, so this was a select field. If you notice, when I chose this select field, it actually pulled in the values from the custom field for me. Okay, and then what I could do is, again, if they were to select one of these, I can have it apply a tag as well. All right, so again, as a big part of the update was giving you more automation power. So again, the way that campaigns are started, the way that those workflows are created and activated is by the app or by a tag being applied. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to apply the tag new customer, and the new customer tag being applied, activates my follow-up campaign, that is what that's going to do for me. Okay, so I can have that one apply the new customer tag, and then again, I'll just leave this one blank, hit save. So now I have that, and again, each one of these three right here is applying a different tag for us depending on what they choose. And we do have the option to edit the button over here. When I click on it, I can put send your information. Okay, I can align it left, right, or centered. I'm gonna go ahead and center that button. Then I'm gonna make the button, we can click on this little eyedropper tool right there and we can make the button a different color, close. And now it's showing me a preview of what it looks like. I'm gonna hit save and now we have our button right there. Okay, and if I come over to HTML, if I wanted to, I could add a text block at the top of the form. Come on. I'll just drop it for right now. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead. Oh no, I'm gonna get rid of it. Put it into the. Oh come on. Yeah, that's okay. Sorry, you guys. The speed of the internet is really slowing down this form builder. There we go. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit edit, and then I can do right here. Allow your information. I go like that. Bold it. I can center it and I can make it, oops, I can change the font if I wanted to, or I can make it a different font size. And then we can change the color if we wanted to. Let's just make this, I don't know, orange. And then I hit save. Fill out your information. Okay, so there's the text box, or I'm sorry, the HTML blocks right here that we can add into the form. And then the last one is the settings. If I wanted to change the field margin, what that is it's going to shrink the height of the form. You can see right there that the spacing between them is getting reduced. I can change the form label color if I wanted to. So if I wanted to make it red, or let's do gray, or let's do purple. Hit close. Now you can see I changed that to a purple color. I can change the padding if I wanted to, add a border and things like that. Okay, so you can come in and start playing with it. Again, this is live inside of your Calltext account already. So after this call, if you want to go ahead and start playing around with the new form builder, you can. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit save. It's gonna save my form for me. And now we can come over to HTML code, and I'm gonna go ahead and open up that direct link. And there you have it, the new form. We can enter in the information. I can accept that checkbox right there, choose my favorite color, and then I can tell them, I can select one of these select fields, and then I'll fill out my information. Okay, so that is a new form builder. The only other thing that I will show you guys is if we come over to contacts, so I'm going to come over to the contacts page. This one's actually a really, really neat feature. What we can do is go into contacts and let's let this load up really quickly. So I'm going to take, let me see, show 100. Let's just go with, we'll go with this contact right here. There's this new icon over here next to the edit, contact, and the archive button, and that's going to be for a fill in the form. What that does is when you click it, okay, it's going to allow you to select a form that's already inside of your account. Okay, so I can come over here to live presentation form builder 2.0, hit open, and what it'll do is it'll pre-populate the information that's already inside of that contact. Okay, so for example, for this contact, it pre-populated the name, the phone number, the email. We just created these new ones right here, so this contact didn't have these filled out. But so this is going to be very useful for those of you that like to create large forms. And things like that. Okay, so you don't have to go back in and refill out the information. Refill out the information yourself. You can just have the system do it for you. Okay, and again, the way you do that is when you come to contacts, you just click on this fill form button right there. Okay, So anyways, that is a new form builder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open it up to any questions that you guys might have. And then if it involves, me showing you something live, we'll go ahead and share the screen again so I can walk you guys through that, okay? But again, I'm going to go ahead and open it up to any questions that you guys have.